Hey guys, welcome to the Cook Nook. This is Angel Girl, and today we'll be making some marinara sauce. And this is more of a twist to how I make it. And this is also really good for chicken marinara, chicken parmesan, the eggplant lasagna, and so much more. Come and walk through our journey through making this fresh marinara sauce.
These are the ingredients you will need. 1 tablespoon of olive oil, 1 tooth of fresh garlic minced, 1/8 cup of red onion, 1 cup of Roma tomato diced, 1.5 cup of water, 1 15-ounce tomato sauce, 1 teaspoon of garlic salt, 1 teaspoon of pepper, 1 teaspoon of basil, 1 teaspoon of ground oregano, 2 teaspoons of lightly salted butter, 1 tablespoon of powdered chicken broth, 1 6-ounce tomato paste, 2 teaspoons of Italian seasonings. Alright, so we will start by making sure that your stove is at a medium low and pour in your olive oil. And then make sure that your olive oil is ready and hot. We're going to go ahead and swirl it around a little bit. Make sure that the pan is coated with the olive oil. And we're going to start with the onions. We're going to pour in the onions first and make sure that they get very nicely caramelized, and swirl it around, mix it in. If there's any chunks, you can go ahead and separate them. Alright, so we're going to wait until the onion is a little bit clear. Just kind of move it around still. Make sure that your pan is hot, the oil is hot, and that it's sizzling. That's important. Just hold on a few minutes. That way we can make sure that it's a little bit caramelized. And we put the pan at medium low so that it doesn't pop and go everywhere, especially because of the oil. It does tend to pop and splash all over the place, and we really don't want that. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and mince the garlic. Gonna mince the garlic. Make sure you use fresh garlic because it's not the same as if you use the one that's already minced. It's not the same. It won't give it the same flavor. This is just my own take on the marinara sauce. Make sure to use a spoon. Spoon, I feel, is always a lot easier to use. That way you can turn it over and just scrape up the back part here. Make sure that it's completely minced. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and move that around. At this point, the onion already looks pretty caramelized. So in order to start lowering the temperature of the pan, we're going to go ahead and add the tomato sauce.
I mean the tomatoes, I'm sorry. Okay. I'm gonna give it a little bit more time so that the garlic is able to melt a little bit more into the pan and into the onion and all that. Oh, and now you can definitely smell the garlic and the onion. It smells wonderful. I love this. I love making the marinara sauce because it always gives me those beautiful smells of the garlic and the onion. Alright, so this is where we add the tomato, and this helps the oil also to cool down a little bit so it doesn't pop so much. Make sure that everything's in there. Okay, just move it around a little bit. Okay, we're gonna shake it a little bit more so that way it gets evenly cooked. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and add 1.5 cups of water, because it's gonna be a lot. It's gonna create a lot of marinara sauce. So this won't make it watery, I promise. It will be worth it. It won't be watery at all. So okay, so at this point, let's move it around a little bit. At this point, we'll go ahead and add the 2 tablespoons of the chicken broth. No, one tablespoon of the chicken broth. Yes, I think that's what it was. 1 tablespoon of the chicken broth. Go ahead and mix that in. And basically what this is that it's going to take the flavor of the tomato sauce. It's going to mix it up and introduce another. This is one 15 ounce of the tomato sauce. Just put that, like the whole can in there. It's all right. So here we go. Make sure that it's all in there. I like to make sure to use all of it because you don't want to put that to waste. So here we go. All right, and mix that up. Mix it up. Mix it up. Okay, so this is when we start adding the different seasonings. I have one teaspoon of basil. I'm gonna go ahead and add that. All right, and then we'll go ahead and mix it in as well. And then this will be some garlic salt, which is 1 teaspoon also of garlic salt. Okay. Okay, as you can see, it already kind of looks a little bit thick, because the trick is to have more tomato sauce than you do with the water. Since we used 1.5 cups, it does already start to thicken up a little bit more. And then we're going to use a little bit of the pepper. This is 1 teaspoon of pepper. 1 teaspoon as well from oregano. And then this one is the Italian seasoning. Even though this one already, according to the label, it already includes oregano in it, I like to use a little bit of it because it has just more than just the basic ingredients that we have right now. Like for example, it has more seasonings into it. So I like to add that was the 2 teaspoons of the Italian seasonings. So let me just mix it in a little bit there.
Make sure you scrape your sides.
Scrape the sides around there. That way I can get more out of it. And honestly, right now, it smells beautiful. Oh, all the seasonings. And then we're gonna go ahead and add a little bit of the some of the butter, and this is basically going to help it become a little bit creamier and flavor. This is also salted butter. It's not terribly salted, like it doesn't have a lot of salt in it, but it is lightly salted. It does contain low sodium on this one, so we're gonna go ahead and mix that in. And as you can see, it mixes in very nicely. Actually, I love this. It's awesome. It's amazing here. I love like making this marinara sauce because it's just wonderful. And this recipe has actually taken me a long time to make it. At one point we were putting cinnamon in it. It was good, but it wasn't great. But it just made it sweet, which is fine, but it wasn't for me. So now we're gonna go ahead, and this is 1/6 ounce of tomato paste, and this basically is gonna make it thick. And so we're gonna go ahead and put that all in. Make sure to get a little scraper. I usually love using these because they're very handy. The little scraper ones here, they're very handy, very useful, especially for jobs like this. I got these at Walmart, but apparently if you live here in Texas, I also found them at H-E-B. So yeah, if you can find these, get a hold of them because they're very, very good. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and mix it in, and no, it's fine. Just make sure to just kind of blend it into the sauce, and this is just basically gonna make it thick, and it's gonna make it it adds a little bit of flavoring into it, I think, but it's just for the thickening of the marinara sauce.
Keep stirring.
Just keep stirring until you definitely feel where the paste, the tomato paste is already, it's completely mixed in. And also so that it doesn't pop and stick in the bottom. Make sure to scrape on your sides here. Okay, it's a little bit, it's still a little bit bumpy. Just make sure to keep stirring until you absolutely make sure that it is blended.
You want to let it simmer?
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and let it simmer for a little while. That way all the flavors, all the seasonings, and see, we put a lot of seasonings in here and yet you can't even tell. And it's just wonderful smells of garlic and all the wonderful seasonings we put into it. Go ahead and cover it up and let it simmer for a little while. Alright, so at this point it's been about 5 minutes and it seems like the tomato paste has already been nicely blended in and melted into the marinara sauce. And look at it, guys, it is wonderful. It's beautiful, honestly. It's, oh man, it smells beautiful. Right. Okay, and I think we're good to go. Alright guys, well, I hope you enjoyed that little tutorial. That marinara sauce smells wonderful, but I hope that we'll go ahead and use that for different dishes in the future, and we'll definitely show you guys what other dishes we use it on. The marinara sauce is, I know it might not be completely Italian based, but we do like to use a lot of fresh ingredients and some dry ingredients to make something that smells wonderful. But thank you guys for joining us. Make sure to subscribe and like the video if you like this content. See you guys next time. Bye.